Welcome VBDL Explorers to another Explorer. I'm Mr. Jeff, and today's Explorer we're going to be doing a little bit of art and photography combined together, and we're going to do something called a cyanotype. And a cyanotype is a print you can make, a photographic print you can make outside using the sun, using objects, light sensitive material, and water. So it's very simple, very basic, and you get something really cool. Here is an example of a cyanotype. And a cyanotype, with the name cyano, refers to blue. So it's going to be a blue and a white print instead of a black and white print or a color print, full color print. So your VBDL library will give you the light sensitive paper. And this is 5x7 paper. And when we get this, it comes in a black plastic envelope. So you'll be getting yours maybe in a black paper envelope, but you'll get that, and it'll be just a thin piece of paper that's got a special chemical coating on it that's going to make this print blue and white. So that's the really cool thing, that we will be providing that for you, but you'll provide all the objects that you'll need to make this. So essentially you can use any kind of object that you want. A couple things to consider would be things that you might find from nature. Here are some feathers and some leaves. Now again, these are very thin, so they'll be a nice shape on the 5x7 print, so you don't get something super big. And this is again a very flat type of object. Other things could be man-made, so consider those kind of objects too that you might find around your house. Here's an example of a glass piece that's got some texture to it, so that can make an interesting photogram. These are some metal clips with a really kind of a linear shape to it. Or you can get something round. This is a metal washer or a rubber washer. So look around, anything can be used as a photogram. So what I did to make this one, I used some hands that were cut out of paper. I used some netting and a plastic circle. So this could be sort of like this. So just kind of pretend I've got this already arranged. Another thing that you might want to consider is a piece of glass to lay this onto. I used also a cutting board to set things down. So you're going to be taking this outside. Arrange it on the inside of your house and then take it outside for the sun exposure. So let's pretend, just as a demonstration process, that this is my light sensitive paper. I'm going to place this onto a flat surface like a cutting board. If you go ahead and arrange your objects the way you want to, and if you do have a piece of glass, you can just simply lay this on top and then carry this outside, the whole thing, and lay it outside in the sun, the bright sun, for about 3 minutes. So if you have a clock or a phone, you can time yourself, and when that 3 minutes is up, you'll bring it back inside, take the paper off, and just simply take it to your sink and rinse it under water for 1 minute. And when you do that, that image is going to start to turn the dark blue, so you'll have a real distinct area between the area that's been blocked out, which are going to be whiter area, and the areas that allow the light to touch the paper. It's going to make it more dark blue. What I like to do from that point, after you rinse it, if you have something like a squeegee and a flat surface like a cookie sheet, you can squeegee that off. And then when it dries, it's thin paper, so it's going to be a little bit curly. Another thing you can do to kind of straighten it out would just be to take it and place it in between some paper, and then take it to your ironing board on a low heat and just kind of simply go over that with your iron, and that's going to make it nice and flat. At that point, you're going to have a really nice art piece of photographic paper with a print, the cyanotype. What are you going to do it from there? What with it from there? Well, you can do all kinds of things. Here are some examples. One I did on this one was I trimmed it down just a little bit. I attached it to some cardstock and I made a card. So you can mail this, put it in a blank envelope and mail it out to somebody. Another idea would be to mat it. You can put it onto a mat board and then maybe get a frame for it and then hang it up on your wall and look at it. Another idea was to sew it. If you have a sewing machine, you can sew around the edges or anywhere you want to add some other lines to it. This was sewn to another backing piece of paper, so you can see the lines on this one look really cool. And another idea, you have to have two pieces of paper on this. This was a print of a fern leaf, and I used this to make this one. I just laid this on top after it was all dried and ironed out. I laid this and made another print, and so this is the reverse of this. You have what we would call a positive and a negative, and you put them together and can make a really interesting symmetrical print. So all together, explorers, you got some great opportunities to do some fantastic science, photography, and art combo projects. So have fun with the cyanotypes, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.